In this video, we'll go over using some powerful limits in Google to help you pull up material from the free web that will be credible and suitable for your academic projects. Specifically, we'll look at limiting results by the website's domain, that is, whether it's a .edu, .gov, .org, and we'll look at limiting by the date a website was last updated, and at limiting by the type of material it pulls up. First, let's look at limiting by domain. Here I've searched for web pages that have the words tsunami and Oregon. For your academic work, some of the best free web resources will be those from our various government agencies. Now up here in my search, I can include the command cite:/gov to get only web pages that come from government websites. And you can see that now all of my results do come from .gov websites. Now here's a little technical note. That cite: command is actually what we call a field search. And a field search is when you tell the search engine which data field to look in for your terms. The cite: command tells Google, search in the URL for the term gov. Notice that this is different than searching just tsunami:/oregon.gov. Without that cite: command, I've just told Google to find pages that have .gov somewhere on the page. We'll get information from government websites this way, but we'll also get pages from other domains, probably because those pages show links to .gov sites. And by the way, in case you haven't come across it, another useful domain for academic work is .int. That will get information from websites of international or intergovernmental organizations. If I'm going for international information, I'll take Oregon out of my search and just ask for pages with the word tsunami that come from the INT domain. And you can see we're getting information from agencies such as the World Health Organization, Relief Web, and the World Meteorological Organization. And look at these nifty little links that Google gives us to a Wikipedia snippet about the agency in case we're unfamiliar with them. Okay, that's the cite: command to limit your results to a particular domain. Another Google command you might find useful is allintitle. Here I've searched for web pages with the words hydrogen and vehicles and safety. If I put the command allintitle in front of my terms, now I've told Google to only show results that have all of my terms in the title of the web page. And of course, a web page that has all of your terms in the title is likely to be right on target for your project. Notice that this command is another example of field searching. We've told Google to go look in the title field for our terms. Okay, now let's take a look at what Google can do for us as far as date. For many academic projects, you'll need material that was published fairly recently. For example, if I'm researching literacy among U.S. teenagers, I'm going to want information from the last few years. If you open the Search Tools button, take a look at the Anytime menu here on the left. This lets us limit our results to just pages that were recently updated. Now, do keep in mind that if I click on the past month here, that doesn't mean the information in these items was just written or published within the last month. The studies could have been done years ago. It just means that the web page that's holding that piece of information was updated within the last month. But even so, it can be pretty useful. And you can use the custom range if you want to go back more than a year. For now, I'm going to clear my date limit and go back to my big result list, and we'll look at several ways Google lets us limit our results by the type of material it retrieves. A very important one for your academic work is that with some searches like this one, we get a scholarly articles link. And this takes us into a program called Google Scholar, which shows you articles from peer-reviewed journals that can be obtained on the web, though not always for free. I'm not going to guarantee this, but in my experience, when there's a link out here on the right, it usually does give you the full text of the article. There's another whole video on Google Scholar which I'd encourage you to watch later. For now, going back to my search, notice that Google is showing us some types of materials along this line. We'll come back to those, but I'm going to open the More menu to limit my result to books. This time it shows me books that can be found on Google Books at books.google.com. You may be able to see just a snippet of the book, but sometimes you can read substantial portions of the book in what they call a preview, and sometimes even a whole book. Again, there's another video that gives details on Google Books. Notice that they're now showing books in that lineup, and another type of material Google offers us is news. This will show items from whatever Google considers to be a news source. Be cautious because this includes a lot of blogs and you may find some very biased sources here. Frankly, if you're looking for credible news sources for your academic work, you're better off using the library's news databases or websites of reputable news media that you know. Still, it can be worth a look around for ideas. In this next search, I want to highlight a few things about images. You may often need images for your academic projects, and this search looks like it's pulling up some good visual representations of data on heart disease in the United States. Just the kind of thing you may want for your evidence-based term papers and projects. And for images, Google gives us some additional helpful limits if we open the Search Tools button. Size might be important when you want to use an image, and you can open the Size menu to limit your results to particular size categories. But notice also, under More Tools, you can tell it to show the sizes. And now you can see the sizes with each image. You can also limit images by type. It's odd that they don't give us an option for graphs and charts here. Maybe that feature will be coming sometime down the line. Line drawing can be useful for diagrams and even cartoons. I'll go back to any type. And just as a reminder that if you are looking for a diagram or chart, you can also just put that into your image search. An important limit to know here is the Usage Rights menu. If you select images labeled for non-commercial reuse, these are items that are either in the public domain or have Creative Commons licensing that allows you to use them for educational purposes, so that can help you be safe as far as copyright issues. Okay, leaving images, the last material type I want to point out is videos. Along with all the just for fun stuff, there are lots of great academic videos out there that can help you in your studies and projects. If you don't see videos listed along the top here, remember to look under the More menu. When we search videos, notice again the options Google gives us under Search Tools. We can limit by length, when the page was updated, video quality, whether they've been closed captioned or not, and even choose from a variety of sources that came up for our search. Okay, back to the basic web search, and we're almost done. I'm just going to jump over to the advanced search just to show you where those limits are here. There's my search for invasive species. I'll ask for pages that have been updated in the past year. Use the site or domain box to limit to a domain. I'll choose .edu this time. And under Terms Appearing, this is that field search where I can tell Google where to look for my terms. I'll ask it to search for my terms in the title. That's the same as that allintitle command we used earlier. When we search, notice again how Google now shows those allintitle : and cite : commands. And there you have a lot of ways to limit your Google search to the right kind of material for your project. Limit by domain using the cite : command. Limit by the last update if you wish. And remember that limits to the types of materials are hiding in various places. You may have a link to scholarly articles. Books may be lurking under the More menu. In each category, be sure to check out the search tools for useful things like that usage rights limit for images. Good hunting, and if you have any trouble finding the kind of material you need, don't get stressed out. Just consult with your librarian.